This video is powered by NordVPN. Use the code AFTV for an exclusive deal.
Welcome back to AFTV, everyone. Arsenal with a massive 2-0 win at Newcastle, only the second team to win there. Although, not to discredit the Liverpool win, they won their 2-0. Obviously, Newcastle went down to 10 men. I thought Arsenal had a serious fight today. On the ball, off the ball, the occasion, tactically, everything. It was such a fascinating contest. And they came out with a massive 3 points. Honestly, couldn't be prouder of the team. Let's look at the game individually first. So some people talk about the bigger picture, why this came so late, why Arteta did this before, the fact that the title race is probably done anyway. I won't worry about all that for now. I'll leave that to the second part. The first thing, just on this game alone, brilliant from Arteta. I think this is the first game this season that I can truly call an Arteta Masterclass. Every other game has just been he's coached the Arsenal team brilliantly, and Arsenal came out and played brilliantly and were better. Against Tottenham away from home, we were just better. Chelsea away from home, we were just better. Liverpool at home 3-2, we were just better. This game for me was Arsenal and Arteta just tweaking things slightly and performing throughout the game in terms of substitutions, in terms of the bigger occasion, in a way that it was almost down to the managers to make a little bit of difference. Because Newcastle had chances. Arsenal had plenty of chances, could have scored a few goals. But you look at the starting 11, he stuck with Jorginho. A lot of people calling for Partey to return. You need him because of his height on set pieces. You need him because of the physicality Newcastle have in midfield. But no, Jorginho was absolutely superb. Reads the game brilliantly, covered superbly, used every single bit of experience he had to know where to be, know when to time waste, know when to draw a foul, and know when to just calm the game down. Jorginho was unbelievable. And I thought it was inspired for Arteta to bring him back in against Chelsea, which I think a few people were calling for, but to keep him as well after Newcastle. It wasn't like his performance against Chelsea was a 10 out of 10, and everyone said, well, you can't drop him after that. He was good. He was probably very good. But that was a really special performance out there today from Jorginho. Kiwior, fantastic as well. We thought he'd keep his place. Gabriel's a warrior. He stayed fit and came through that as well. They were superb. But what I mean about the managers making a difference is not only did he make those decisions to keep Jorginho, keep Kiwior, he then brought Martinelli back in, who I thought was fantastic. And the front three worked phenomenally. It was a very physical game, and that front three matched Newcastle physically. They came out there for the most dual involvement, or most duels contested, but also duels won for Arsenal. They were up there because everything started from the front. And some people were saying, how can you not start Trossard when we've won, 7 of our last 7 games with Trossard starting, or maybe even more than that. Maybe it's 9 of the last, anyway, 8 of them, whatever it is. But the point is, he went with the players that actually matched what we needed more for that game. And they were fantastic. Saka, Jesus and Martinelli, brilliant. Jesus led the line absolutely imperiously. And you also had the Arsenal players matching Newcastle's desire to win, in terms of the scrappiness, the messiness, the kind of darker side of the game that in some ways you don't want to see, but actually when it stays just on the right line like it did today, it makes for great football and great entertainment. I thought Arsenal and Newcastle threw up an absolute classic, a throwback, and Arsenal rose to it. It was a hot day. It was a very loud St James's Park. You could hear it on commentary. It was a very physical, very intense, very what's the word? Just slightly naughty Newcastle. But am I being critical of them for it? Maybe a few things were slightly over the line, but largely I thought that the game, as heated as a contest as it was played just in the right spirit. And Arsenal matched that. I thought Xhaka was fantastic when it came to that. I thought Gabriel, Jesus, all of them, I thought really kind of they relished that, and I thought that was brilliant to see. On the wider discussion point, the Premier League title race, all I've said is ask City the questions, because you're not getting answers if you don't ask the questions. If Arsenal lost today, then you're looking at then you look at Man City to drop points in 3 of their remaining games. I don't think that was ever going to happen. 2 seems hard enough. And then were Arsenal going to be perfect, having lost at Newcastle? All these different things. Arsenal have gone and got a real morale-boosting win, confidence-boosting win. They've beaten Chelsea, a big London derby. Again, a win that felt like just a standard mid-table win. Or win against a mid-table side, with all due respect, but it's still a London derby. It's still Chelsea with the players they've got, and you still want to beat them. And we're 3-0 up after 15 minutes. Now we've gone to Newcastle and won 2-0. The confidence will really be there. And if you just slightly get into Man City's heads, you never know, because Everton away, Chelsea at home, Brighton away, Brentford away, I've heard of easier runs. That's all I'll say. So ask them the question, take them to that final week and see what happens. If they win all those games and they get to the very end of the season, that would have meant they won something like 14 games in a row. How can you begrudge them the title if that's their record in the real kind of crunch time of the season? But Arsenal are asking questions, and it's great to see. Fantastic from Mikel Arteta. And by the way, sorry, I didn't mention the subs. I was talking about his masterclass in terms of how he got the team ready and the 11 he went with. Masterclass with the subs, Tierney coming on early, rotated the whole front three. The numbers showed that was absolutely the right thing to do because of their work rate, and brought on Partey to add a little bit more steel in midfield. I really thought this was a real Arteta moment. Arteta, as well as the players out there, won us the game for their performances. I can't give Arteta enough praise for the way he managed the game from start to finish, how he got the boys ready and how he helped them get over the line. So fair play to Mikel Arteta, and well done to Newcastle. It was a good game, and I think there's a really good future for both clubs, and I think these games will mean even more in the coming years. At least I hope it does, because two massive clubs going in the right direction, two young managers who are doing brilliant things, both up for manager of the season. I think you could give it to either, and I hope they keep going in the right direction. So yeah, that's been my thoughts. Go check out all the other fan cams on AFTV. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this. Go subscribe to the channel as well, and we'll see you very soon.
Welcome back to the Forever Arsenal podcast.
Black, white, young, old, Lee's on there. Disabled, abled, man. Well, it doesn't.
Smith Rowe didn't get a minute yesterday. Not a minute that needs minutes. Where's he going to get his minutes from now? Get your notifications on, ladies and gentlemen. Tactical's out tomorrow.
I think the idea of Mesut Ozil was better than the actual reality of Ozil at Arsenal.
Your mic, not turn your camera off.
For the audio listeners, Lee's in pieces. Lee's in pieces.
Hi and welcome along to the Invincible podcast. Lee Judges and me in the building.
That was Robbie's question. Can we win the Premier League?
It ain't as easy as that, you know.
Well, no, like
Get your ass over here, we're Arsenal.
make sexual innuendos at me and things like that. Like, I think it's disgusting. You know what I mean? Like,
I can't work with you. We've spoken about it before. I probably will have to quit.
you ruined. I've had my childhood ruined by Arsenal, and now my adult life is going to be ruined by Arsenal.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.